see someone there. I think so. Who are those placing their heads on the table? Please, can we sit up? Please. I'm ready. Okay. Yes, let's listen to you.
Is it there?
You don't want to be shy, or you want to end shyness. Please, what do you have to achieve by listening to this talk? I wear my glasses. What do you hope to achieve by listening to the act of public speaking?
Stand up.
Build more confidence. Okay. To achieve self-confidence. Okay, good. I want something different from self-confidence. Finance, I said to be fine. Okay. So now to address equally what? Public. Any other? Any other? You know, the act of public speaking is a very funny act. It is like martial arts when you have a physical opponent to combat. You know something about martial arts, about boxing, about wrestling, about football, about basketball, is the fact that you have a physical opponent to what? To combat. And if you mistakenly run out of that opponent, you mistakenly jilt up, you mistakenly show any sign of fear, your opponent will do what? Your opponent will do what? I can't hear that. I can't hear anybody speaking. Your opponent will not just win, but will take advantage of it. And this is an act that you must not give anybody the opportunity to take advantage of it. However, why we are doing this today is because one, listen, because one, we are Muslims. We are what? Muslims. Two, we are not just migrants, or we are not just servants of Allah, but because we have to represent Islam everywhere we go. We have to do what? We are not only representing Islam with our dressing, neither are we just simply representing Islam by going to observe Salah, but we are going to represent Islam by talking to people. By doing what? The act of talking to people is an act of influencing people. Act of what? Influencing people. Let me give you a very funny instance. Some years back, some funny set of people came to Nigeria and they approached the National Assembly and they said, National Assembly, please, we want Nigeria to be very tolerant. We want Nigeria to what? Very tolerant. But what they meant by tolerance is, please, put this bill into law such that Nigeria accepts gays and lesbians. Did any of us hear of that case? You know what a gay is? I saw that on the board. You know what lesbians are? Yes. And the Nigerian government began to look at them. The beautiful part was, those people had very sweet tongue. Do you know what they call sweet tongue? No. No. Who among us here have listened to Governor Fashola for 5 minutes? For 5 minutes. You've listened to any of his speech. You watch him on TV just for 5 minutes.
Stand up again.
Okay, thank you. Who have listened to to former President Obama, the former president of the US, for 5 minutes. You have not. You know why I'm not mentioning names of sahabas? Neither am I not mentioning names of prophets. Because I'm mentioning people of this generation. Who in recent times, listening to any speech from Sunday Igboho for 5 minutes. You listen to it for about 5 minutes. Yes. Who amongst you listening to the likes of Nnamdi Kanu for 5 minutes? You know what they all do? They are all involved in this same act, public speaking. This same act, influencing opinions. This same act, influencing decisions. However articulate they can be, however good they can be, however professional they can be, is a function of the fact that they have taken their time to practice, to research, and to also study their audience. Study what? Their audience. So at this point, I will move into a bit technical part of the talk. Then we will now go back into some Q&A. However, what are you expected to speak about as a Muslim? As a Muslim, you are expected to speak about everything. To speak about what? Please help me wake up.
Sit right.
Can you do me a favor? Hello? Hello? Can you do me a favor of going to wash your face and come back up? What was my last statement before I went to work? What are you expected? And what did I say I expected to speak about? Everything. Everything. A Muslim is supposed to know, no matter how small, about everything. No matter how small about what? Everything. Let me give you an instance. You are called upon. The school compound is dirty. What's your name? Speak up. Don't speak for her. Speak up. Umezo. Umezo, tell us about the environment and tell us what to do to make the environment clean. Go ahead. We should what? Can you sit down? You, yeah. Tell us the same thing about the environment and why we should keep our environment clean.
Keep our environment clean because of that.
It took you about 15 seconds to rearticulate, reorganize yourself. It took you about 8.
Sit right. You are thinking back.
Tell us the health benefits of keeping our environment clean. The health benefits of keeping our environment clean.
What is the benefit of keeping correct?
Sit down. Abdulrahman, tell me why you should brush your teeth. Yes. Don't raise up your hand at this point.
What do you do, man?
To keep your teeth
What do you do, man?
To keep your teeth.
from cavity.
Okay, thank you. Who are you? Hello, please. Let's go outside. This way, and outside. Thank you. Bye-bye. Back to it. Let me ask, what's your name? Muhammad, why should we go to school? To get educated. Let me ask you, why should we pray daily?
How do you praise Him?
Thank you. Sit down. Let me ask you, who is English?
Don't cover
I want you, middleman, come to the front.
Leave before you.
If I see you sit down there, I will move your seat. Who is the tailor? Who shows?
I'll start with today.
I'll go back to you. Who is the cobbler? Who is the cobbler? The men's shoes. Do you know what we have just done? Yes, I do. Do you know what we have just done?
No.
We have just sampled our opinion and we have tested certain things. How confident are we? Especially when we want to speak words in public. As I said, Muslims are expected to speak about everything. And that means you must know significantly tangible information about everything. You must know what? So let me give you 3 definitions of public speaking. Public speaking please, if this is too small, let me know. Don't worry if it's too big.
You're talking to. Stop the words.
It seems our pens are making noise. Our pens are making noise.
What's the matter with you?
That's the first definition. It is an act of convincing others to join you on a mission without the use of what? Force. Just like I have given you examples of people like Sunday Igboho or people like Nnamdi Kanu. They speak simply to your senses. They don't come to drag you in your house. And you see people get enticed by their speeches. And when they ask people to come to Freedom Park, did people go? Even some that did not go, but they supported them, yes or no?
Yes.
That is just what they did. They convinced others to support their what? Mission, without what? Forcing them. I can also define public speaking as it is an act Who are we? This is Sister Anif and Brother Mazda. Okay, Sister Mazda. Oh yeah, Sister Anif, leave Sister Mazda out. Oh yeah, Please note, I quoted this.
Yes, sir.
Do what?
Note.
I quoted this.
I'm not disturbing someone.
Come to the rescue. Come to the rescue, yeah.
I am also using another definition, saying public speaking is an act of infecting an audience with the disease of what? The disease of what? Trust. Such that teamwork becomes very easy. Sometimes last year, in the month of October, some set of individuals decided to take a just cause of asking the government to end police brutality.
Yes.
And some set of other individuals joined them to change the tone. And those who joined them to change the tone stylishly joined them, stylishly changed the tone, and was able to end the trust of those who were asking to what? To end police what? Brutality. The trust was so much that for those who followed the protest, when I say followed the protest, you watch it on TV, you were online with them, you will realize that when they said, everybody, let us start using Bitcoin to transfer cash. Some people just started using Bitcoin as account immediately, yes or no? When they said, everybody, let us troop out, let us block, initially it was just Lekki.
Yeah.
Then they said, let us block the Kenya too. And they blocked the Kenya. And they gave another directive again. Let us troop out and block everywhere. And before you leave, in our axis here, there was protest on 14. There was protest on Adekunle. There were protests, parties of protest everywhere. They were able to successfully infect others with just a disease, trust. And with that disease called trust, they could easily do teamwork. Tell people, do this, do that, do that. And people were just like, yes, this is the right thing. Let me leave us with those two definitions for public speaking. With just those two. However, as Muslims, we are only expected by the Prophet, who once said, it's either you speak good, if you can't speak good, what did he say you should do? What did he say you should do?
Keep quiet.
Keep quiet or keep short. So let us know that whatever I want to speak, one, it is speaking good. Hello. However, in the process of speaking good, there are methods in which you use to deliver your message. What do I call it? Methods to what? Deliver your message. In the first case, let me come back to this. I asked them, who are you? 5 people signified interest. Out of the 5, someone said, I am the servant of Allah. After saying, I am a student. Hope we get it. Then another person said, I am just a student. Look at where I express it. Just a student. You know when someone says, I am brilliant, and someone said, I am just brilliant, you see it as a lackadaisical attitude. Okay, let me put it back. You see it as someone who is unserious. These 3 people are telling us who they are, but someone showed us unseriousness. Please, don't laugh. At this point, someone said, I am a student, and eventually said, I am a servant of Allah. At that point, this person was beginning to consider righteousness. Consider what? Righteousness. However, people just said, I am a student. But does that define who you are? When I came in, I told us my name. Yes or no? Yeah. I told us a little about my experience. Yes or no? Yeah. What I expect from you when you are asked, who are you? My name is Bolaji Bayo, a student of what? GSS 3. If you like, you can move forward. I live at Oyinbo. If you like, you can move forward. I like eating rice and beans. If you like, you can still move forward. I come from Ogun State. For every information you give about who you are, makes you clearer, makes you understandable, and makes you easier to communicate with. It makes you what? One.
What is the color of your problem?
Hello. It makes you what? Clearer. 2 what?
Understandable.
And 3 what? Easy to what? To relate with. However, we have not gotten to our destination. If you cannot stand up to tell me who you are, then
At the front.
when I ask who are you, somebody stood up and did like this. My name is. I think so, yes or no? Some people almost turned to tell us their name. Some people told us their name and they were looking at what? The fan, the ceiling. In public speaking, you look at your audience. You look at who? Our audience. You look at your audience because you must know when you are communicating or not. When you are what? Communicating or not. Let me give an instance. Did I communicate? No. I can be talking, assuming what I was speaking was Hausa language. And I was speaking, and everybody was just speaking like this. And some people were like, that shows that what I'm not what? But if I understand Arabic, and I assume everybody understands Arabic, and I begin to speak Arabic, are we with me? Yeah. And I begin to speak Arabic with the assumption that everybody understands Arabic. But if I look into the face of my audience, I will easily know those who understand me or not. Yes or no? Yes. That is one of the reasons why you should know and learn to look at your audience. So So I was in my write-up. I said, who is the audience? Many of us do not understand that our audience matters to what we speak. Speaking to an audience in somebody is outside. Speaking to an audience in your class is different from speaking to an audience in a junior class. Are you with me? If you are in SS3 science class and you are talking about what is the first topic in chemistry? Organic chemistry. What? I can't hear that. SS3 chemistry. What introduction to chemistry? Okay. SS3 chemistry. Organic chemistry. And someone is talking to his colleagues and telling us, you know that liquid he is carrying has propanol in it, decanol in it, and hydrocarbon. Your colleagues will understand, yes or no? But if I want to speak to someone in GSS class, I should just simply tell her that that liquid she is carrying has what in it? Has what in it? Has an acid in it, simple. Or I should just tell her that that liquid you are carrying though simply has alcohol in it. Please. The family of all. In that family of all, they are alcoholics. So it is just simple for me to just tell her that that thing you are carrying has what? Alcohol. But when I am talking to my colleagues in SS3, I will be using some big vocabs to ensure that SS2 and SS1 are what? Not in the picture. You must know who your audience is. And that is why for some of you, you have begun to read dictionaries and you have begun to keep big vocabs in your brain. That you want to speak vocab such that when you are speaking, if that person is not in your class, you must know what? Understand. In public speaking, you must speak to the last person. To the what? And the last person is having to be someone who is not in your field. Someone who is what?
Not in your field.
So if I am speaking to you, and I am speaking to you as if you are in my IT field, or as if you understand insurance, you might not understand what I am saying. Although I will be speaking English, although you might hear what I say, but you might not be able to interpret what I want. In public speaking, you must be interpretable. You must be what?
Interpretable.
You must be what?
Interpretable.
Especially by everyone in your audience. I said, what facts do you speak about? You know, at times some people are called to speak. Just like we started the class by asking, who is Bill Gates? And some people told us they what? He borrows people what? Money. Some people even told us that the something was, that Microsoft something was. In public speaking, you speak facts or you don't what? Speak. Because if you speak the wrong thing and others know the right thing, you know what? If they laugh at you, please, let me say it this way. If your classmates laugh at you, you might not feel the effects. They are what? Your classmates. But if your juniors laugh at you on the assembly, you will what? In short, some people, I have seen scenarios where people faint because people laughed at them. They just lost their foot completely. I have seen scenarios, those people, where because of people laughed at someone, that was where everything you wanted to say was ended. You can't move forward again because you realize you have said something wrong. Especially when you don't realize that somebody is calling you to tell you, no, you are saying something that is wrong. And others are telling you, yes, you are wrong. Please, in public speaking, learn to speak what? Facts. In public speaking, you must prepare. You must what?
Prepare.
You must what?
Prepare.
When we talk about preparation, we say don't rush into it. Don't what?
Rush into it.
When I ask some questions, some people did not even think before raising their hands. Yes or no?
Yes.
I can ask you 3 questions. I am very sure I can ask you 3 questions in 3 different ways that if you rush into it, you will tell us the wrong answer. If you rush into it, you will tell us what? The wrong answer. It is only when you listen clearly that you realize, okay, this is what he meant. So please, don't rush into it. If you have time, they told you, Mubarak, tomorrow you are going to speak to the assembly. You are going to address them on this. Please take your time out. Go and check your textbook. Is there any topic on that your discourse? If you don't have any in any of your textbooks, ask your friends, do you have any textbook that speaks about this? Do you have any that speaks about this? If you don't have any, please don't be shy. Go to your school library and ask the librarian, I need a book that speaks about what? This. Please, we are all within the age range of 9 and 15, yes or no?
Yes.
I want to appeal to us that from today onward, listen, from today onward, always try to listen to the news. To listen to the what? And after listening to the news, ask yourself, if I am asked to speak about this topic, what will I say? And take 15 minutes out. Take how many minutes out? 15 minutes out. To write down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things you will say about that particular topic. If you can do that on daily basis, if you can do that on daily basis, you will have learned a lot about so many things, and your mind would have been prepared about what? Speaking on different words and topics. So please, and please, I also want to speak about the challenges many of us have. Some people have been asked to speak, just like I asked someone a question, and when the person wanted to respond, the person did like this when responding. You know, the person asking the question was response, yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yes.
And the person did like this when what responding. These are some of the challenges. Challenge number 1 is fear. Fear that you might make a mistake. Fear that what? Challenge number 2 is fear. Fear that people might laugh at you. Fear that what?
People laugh at you.
People might what?
Laugh at you.
Challenge number 3 is fear. Fear to tell them that I don't know it. As simple as that. Fear to what? Please, is it a crime to say I don't know it?
I don't know it.
Is it a crime?
No.
Abubakar, stand up. His partner, stand up. Both of you, just give up one hand. Just keep it there. Don't rest on the wall, please. Don't rest on the seat as well. I like it that way. Just keep that hand in the sky. What's your own now? Are you among?
Stand right.
So please, and I want to say, finally, learn to use question technique. What did I say? Learn to use question technique. To use what?
Question technique.
At times, You might need to ask people questions to even get the solution to a problem. Let me give you an instance. Some decades back, some leaders were looking at birds flying in the sky, and they called scientists. Can we do something to be flying in the sky? The question was what? Can we what? The scientists were looking. They left. The scientists go to their garden and asked them, can't we do something to be flying in the sky? But from that question, can't we do something to be what? Flying in the sky. Today, we have what? After aeroplane, what do we have again? After they brought gas, what do we have again? We even have drones in recent times that fly in the sky. And you know the funniest thing about everything in the dream? When they wanted to do something to fly in the sky, he said, if Allah created a bird to fly like this, he should also create something that can follow the same pattern. So let me tell you, the truth about technology is, technology follows the design of Allah. Just like when they were thinking of, let us do something to walk on the road, that we don't need to support it like a bicycle. And they looked at it. Dogs walk on 4 feet. Goats walk on 4 feet. Cows walk on 4 feet. Why can't our own design to work on 4 feet? What works on 4 feet today? Cars work on 4 feet. So please,